Hi, second graders. This is Mrs. Cosman here with another experiment. I have some old, kind of dingy, dirty pennies, and I was wondering if anything I had in my house could help brighten them back up. So I am going to take pennies and put them in different things that I found at home. So I have my first container has just plain water from my sink. My second one has ketchup, and I'm going to use a toothpick to mix it around so that it's completely covered in the ketchup. I've got vinegar, and then my last one is mustard. And again, I'm going to use a toothpick to make sure that it's completely covered. And then I'm going to leave one off to the side here that this one looked just like the other ones, and I'm not going to do anything to that one. Now I'm going to use my phone and set a timer for a few minutes to see which of these materials will clean the pennies the best. Because I've noticed that when I get a nice new penny, it's nice and shiny and clean and pretty. But after time, they sit around and in my wallet or in a jar and they get kind of gross like this. So I was wondering, which material do you think will help clean it the best? Do you think it'll be the water, the ketchup, the vinegar, or the mustard? Which one do you think will help clean it the least? Make your prediction now while we're waiting. While we're waiting, I wanted to talk to you about, so why does this nice clean penny eventually turn into this gross one? Because I've tried putting it under the faucet in my sink, and it really doesn't change it at all. It's not that it's just dirt that's collecting up on it. What actually happens over time is a chemical reaction. That pennies are made of copper, but as they get older and they sit around, they react with the oxygen in the air around us, and it forms on the penny copper oxide. And the copper oxide on the pennies is actually what changes the color of the penny, that it creates a darker color on the penny so that it doesn't look bright and shiny anymore. So what we're trying to see here is we're not trying to wash the penny because it's not dirt that changed the penny's color. We're trying to see if any of these substances could make our penny shiny again, if it can create some kind of reaction to get rid of the copper oxide that's built up on our dirty pennies. So again, I have this penny sitting here that this will remind us what our pennies started as. And we'll see from the pennies which one will change the most. So I'm going to mix the ones in my substance a little bit around to make sure they're getting completely covered with that substance. When my timer goes off, I'll wipe off whatever substance is left on the penny so that we can see them. And I have paper towels set up here so that we can compare them and get a toothpick for these ones too. Even though these ones I can see they're covered. So again, this one was just my water. And this one's my vinegar. Do you have your prediction? Which one do you think is going to be the cleanest? This is something super simple that you can do at home too. All you need are 4 different containers or however many substances you want to test. I just chose 4. You can do more than 4. You can do less than 4. Totally up to you. I just chose some things that I have around the house. If you have something else that you want to test, like you have syrup or a juice or pop or something like that, you can totally go ahead and do that. I just chose 4 simple things that I had right here in my kitchen already. We got about 30 more seconds left before we take them out. And again, I've got paper towels off to the side to, actually I'm probably gonna get a couple more to clean off our pennies with, and so we can compare the difference. I'm excited to see which one worked. 3, 3 seconds, 2, 1. And there's my timer going off. So I'm going to start with the one in the mustard. If I can find it, I might just need to use my fingers. So, gross. So I got the paper towel. So I'm wiping off all the extra mustard so we just see the penny. It's a little smelly. I don't like the smell of mustard. Okay, so we got the one in. Then this was our one in vinegar. Our one in water. And let's see if we can get this one out. Again, using my paper towel to wipe off all the extra ketchup. So I'm going to try and move my camera so that you can see. So this was our original penny with nothing changed to it. This was the shiny one. So our original, shiny, water didn't do much of a difference. I'll bring it over to the ketchup. So this is our control, nothing done to it. This is the shiny one. This one, look at it compared to our original that nothing was done to it. It got a lot shinier. It's still not as shiny as like a brand new one, but it's definitely a lot shinier than our control. And here's the one in vinegar. So here's our new one, our control. Not much difference from the vinegar. And then the mustard. And again, here comparing the mustard with our control, not a whole lot of difference. So our winner is actually the ketchup. Ketchup, more than water, more than vinegar, more than mustard, cleaned our penny. And again, it didn't take away dirt, but what the ketchup did is ketchup is actually a weak acid and it has salt in it. And the acid of the ketchup reacted with the copper oxide and it started to dilute the copper oxide a little bit. And the salt in ketchup actually helped speed up the reaction, which is why we got to see it a little bit quicker. So we created, by putting an old penny in ketchup, we created a chemical reaction and helped dilute some of that copper oxide that started collecting up on our penny and made it not brand new, but definitely better than what it was. Thanks, second graders, for watching. Stay safe and keep exploring.